So today is Valentine's Day, and I have a few folks that are a little confused when I told them I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And my wife is perfectly fine with it. Let me explain why. In this video, I'm going to try to explain why I don't allow the calendar to tell me when to express my love for my wife. I think my method is far, far better than following the calendar. Now, I'm a man. I know men. And it is easier sometimes to follow the calendar, follow the crowd when you're expressing emotion. Men tend to hide the emotion. We don't come home and just gush over our wives. Instead, we get up at 4 a.m. and go work 12 hours a day and come home and take our shower, eat our dinner, and collapse exhausted. Now, it's important to remember that men tend to show love and affection in a way that sometimes women don't always understand. I've been very blessed with a lady that understands that. For the 8 years that I was working at the steel mill, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, working anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day. She would get up, she would make my breakfast, eggs, sausage, toast. She would make my lunch. She would take extra care to trim the ends off the grapes. The guys at work hated it. They just couldn't understand why my wife would get up and do all that for me. It was because she understood that it was an extremely hard job for someone my age. I was 60. Well, I was 59. And I went in, I did my job, came home exhausted. And I would, at least once a week, pick up flowers on the way home, just to let her know how much I appreciated what she does for me. It was my way of expressing my love for my wife, a physical way, besides getting up at 4 and going to work and creating a pension so that once I'm gone, she'll be taken care of. She understood that. She understands me. And she agrees. When the ladies where she used to work would give her a hard time about, well, your husband sent you flowers. He must be up to something. What did he do now? She would always tell them, he didn't do anything. This is just the way we do it. And she said, I'm fine with it. I get whatever flowers throughout the year. You guys get flowers once a year because the calendar's telling your husband, oh, it's February 14th, you better bring flowers. Which is better? You see, I'm fortunate and that, yes, I've been divorced several times, but I finally found a woman that gets me, appreciates me, and yes, even loves me. I know it's hard to imagine, but I found someone that loves me. And that's why I couldn't wait. Once a year is just not enough for my wife. So we don't celebrate Valentine's Day in this house. And my wife is very happy about it. So for those few people that were wondering why I said I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, I hope this explains. Because we get Valentine's Day at least 12 times a year. Because that's how I feel about my wife. Men sometimes don't express ourselves in a way that women want. My wife, her attitude is more like with the other ladies in her office was, hey, don't mess with the gig I got going on. I like the way my husband treats me. Some of them couldn't really understand because they didn't have a husband like that. And to them, I feel bad for them. But I'm not going to celebrate just one day a week or one day a year. I prefer bringing flowers at least once a week. Now, since I retired, the last 4 years, I haven't gotten her near as many flowers. But that's because I'm never out by myself to pick flowers up and bring home. We do everything together. And I think she likes it that way. I know I do. I drove her to the store years ago now, and she said, well, I could drive myself. I said, yes, I know you can, but I can't take that chance. She had just had an accident that totaled the car, not her fault at all. The highway department didn't clear the road properly, but it's really not their fault either. When you're dealing with ice and snow, you do the best you can, but it was just the perfect storm for an accident. And as I drove, she made the call, and as I drove there, I saw where the car was in the ditch. On its side, my heart sank. And I thought, never again. From now on, I'll drive. I'll take my wife. If we have an accident, at least we're together. And like I told a friend who said, well, so you just drop everything and take her when she needs to go? Pretty much. Well, why would you do that? Because she's too precious to take a chance. That's just how I feel. So I'm fortunate. I have a wife that I don't see this as a burden. I see this as taking care of somebody that's very special to me. We joke around in the house. I tell my wife, no, I can't. I have to make sure nothing happens to you. Because who would take care of me? I always turn it back around about me. But not really. She understands that. We're best friends. We joke around. And she is indeed my best friend. So I hope that explains to the few that were wondering why we don't celebrate Valentine's Day in this house. And my wife is happy about that. Thanks for watching. I'm Grandpa Chuck, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully.